boys and girls. It is Miss Lisa here. I have my cool peace glasses on for you today. Remember, this month we're talking all about how we can focus on Jesus. Even though we can't see him like we see our regular friends and family, he is there. We've been talking all about having faith. And faith is trusting in what you can't see because of what you can see. Now, I'm wearing my peace glasses today because in today's Bible story, we are continuing with our friend Saul. And Saul got himself into some trouble last Sunday. And this Sunday, we're going to see how Jesus brings peace to his heart. But first, let's play a fun game. You guys ready? Okay, what you need to do is get a piece of paper. It can be a computer, a printer piece of paper, a piece of notebook paper, construction paper. And you're gonna get a pencil or something to write with, and you're gonna make an X right through the middle of your paper. So you're kind of marking off 4 little sections. So if you need to, hit pause on this video, bring your piece of paper, make your X, and something to write with, and we'll start our game, okay? So once you have your piece of paper and your pencil, here's what I'm going to do. I have 4 bags here in front of me. Now, you can't see what's inside of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand inside and try to describe to you what's in the bag. And what I want you to do is write your answer in these squares. So for bag 1, you can put your answer here. Or for bag 2, you can put it in this square. It doesn't really matter which order, but try to figure out through my clues what's in these bags. Okay, you ready? Let's go with bag number 1. So, bag number 1, it's round, like a sphere. It has little tiny ridges, little tiny bumps on it. If this was smell vision, I would tell you that it smells sweet. And even though it feels hard on the outside, it's a tad bit squishy when I feel it. So think a cylinder, little ridges, hard on the outside, smells sweet, a little squishy. So write what you think in box number 1. Ready for bag number 2? Here we go. This one, it's long, it's hard, but at the top of it, it has little bristles that feel soft. So long, hard, and at the top, there's a little part that has bristles. So if you think you know what that is, write that in your second box. You guys ready for bag 3? This item, feels like teeny tiny little pieces of sand. It's kind of rough, but soft at the same time. And it feels like a million teeny tiny little pieces of something. That's a tricky one. So write what you think is in this bag. You ready for the last one? Okay. Ooh, this item feels soft and kind of rubbery. It feels like it has a little hole at the top. It's not very big. I can put the whole thing in my hand, but it's definitely soft and rubbery. How'd you guys do? I bet it was tricky. Now, Miss Lisa knows what's in the bags. So for me, it didn't seem hard, but I bet it was really hard because you can't see. And you have to have faith in what I'm telling you because you can't see it. But I'm ready to share the answers. Okay, so the first one, remember I said it was like a sphere? and it smelled sweet? It's an orange. Did any of you guys guess an orange? I love oranges, especially in my water. Okay, you guys ready for the next one? I said it felt long and hard, but it had little bristles at the top. And it is a toothbrush. Did you guys guess a toothbrush? That was a good one. Now, this next bag was the one that I said was really tricky. So this one, I said, felt like teeny, tiny pieces of sand. So this one was actually a bowl of salt. That would be hard to explain to someone who couldn't see, right? Did you guess it? And then our last one today, I said it felt rubbery and smooth, and it had a little hole at the top. Did you guess a balloon? Again, that one would be hard to explain to somebody. Did you get it? Good job, boys and girls. That's a little game that you could play with somebody at home too. Hide some things in a bag and see if you can try to explain what it is and if they can guess. So now what I want you to do with your paper, you're going to think Miss Lisa's nuts, but we're about to play another game with our Bible story called What Happened Next? So you need 4 pieces of rolled up pieces of paper. So what I want you to do with the one that you just did is try to rip it so that you make 4 pieces of paper. It does not have to be perfect, boys and girls. Just rip it into 4 pieces. We don't want to waste paper, so we want to use the same that we just used. And then crumple into 4 little balls. You guys are going to use these to help cast your answer for what happened next. You guys got your little answer balls? So I'm going to start explaining today's Bible story. And I will have 4 questions where you guys have to decide what happened next. So when you get to the answer that you want, I want you just to toss very gently your little ball of paper towards the screen where you are watching this video. Okay, so it shouldn't be hard. You should just be using a little piece of paper. You're just gonna toss it, but you have to promise me that you'll help clean it up when we're all done. Okay? All right, let's get back to our Bible story. So if you remember from last Sunday, we had met Saul, and he was not a believer in Jesus, and he was just going around persecuting those who loved Jesus. He ended up meeting Jesus on the road. Jesus blinded him, and his friends sent him took him to a place called Damascus, which is where he has been for 3 days. Okay, so we've got our Saul here in Damascus, still blind, still not eating or drinking. Well, another person named Ananias lived in Damascus, and Ananias loved Jesus, okay? So Ananias had a vision from Jesus that told Ananias to go to where Saul was. Saul was staying at a man's house named Judah's house on Straight Street. So Jesus told Ananias, go find a man named Saul there. I want you to help heal his vision. So what happened next? So grab one of your little pieces of paper, okay? Here's your 3 choices. I'm going to read them to you first, and then I'm going to let you vote. What happened next? Did Ananias, A, tell God his vision was wrong? B, go to the house of Judah on Straight Street where Saul was? Or 3, go get something to eat instead? If you think the answer is A, he told God his vision was wrong, toss your piece of paper to me at the screen. If you think the answer is B, he went to the house of Judah on Straight Street and went to where Saul was, throw your little piece of paper at the screen. Or if you think it was C, he went to go get something to eat instead, now you throw your piece of paper. Did you do your vote? Did you do your answer? All right, well, the answer is B. He listened to God and he went to the house where Saul was, even though he was really scared. Because remember, Saul was a bad guy and people knew it. But Ananias went to the house where he was. And Ananias laid his hands on Saul, and all of a sudden, something like scales came off of Saul's eyes, and he could see again. Now, Saul was so amazed, and he believed in Jesus, and he wanted to go share his story with everybody. He had been a changed man. He had begun to show peace to everybody. So what happened though is now some of those bad guys who didn't like Jesus, like how he used to be, were trying to get Saul out of Damascus. Well, his friends had a plan to help him escape. Now, here's the question. What happened next? Did Saul's followers, A, help him escape on a camel? Remember, they're trying to get out of Damascus. B, help him escape in a spaceship? Or C, help him escape in a basket? So if you think that Saul's friends helped him escape on a camel, throw your piece of paper at me. If you think his friends helped him escape on a spaceship, throw now. Or if you think they helped him escape in a basket, now throw yours. Well, if you said basket, you were right. The answer was C. Saul's followers helped him escape at night by lowering Saul down in a basket through the opening of the city wall. Now, after Saul escaped from Damascus, he ended up in Jerusalem, and he tried to join the believers there. But remember, a lot of people were still afraid of Saul because he was wanting to hurt Jesus' followers, right? But one man named Barnabas had heard about Saul's story and knew that he was a changed man. So Barnabas went and helped Saul and told him, had him introduce him to some friends, Peter, James, and some other leaders, and tried to explain to these people that Saul was a changed man. So here's our final question. What happened next? Did these new friends, these new believers, A, welcome Saul to stay with him, B, kick him out, or C, run away screaming? So if you think this new group of Jesus followers welcomed Saul, I want you to toss your piece of paper at the screen. If you think they kicked him out because they were still scared, toss your ball. Or if you think they just ran away screaming, toss your piece of paper. Well, the answer is A, that they welcomed Saul to stay with them. And thanks to Barnabas, these believers could see that Saul was a changed man. And they began to spread the word of Jesus. And more people came to know and love Jesus because of people like Saul. Not perfect people, but people who love Jesus. So I hope you had fun playing. Again, don't forget to help clean up those little balls of paper. And I have just a really quick craft for you. But first, let's talk about our bottom line. When you're afraid, remember that God is with you. Even though you can't see him, you can trust him. All right, you boys and girls ready? We have a really easy craft today. All you need is a white piece of paper and a white crayon. Now it is important that both are white. White paper, white crayon, and some paint. I'm gonna use some water paint. Now this is a really fun activity to do. What you're going to do first is draw some shapes, some designs, some words using your white crayon. Now this might be a little bit tricky because you really can't see very well when you use a white crayon on a white piece of paper. So you know Miss Lisa, I love to draw stars and hearts. I wrote the word God. I wrote the word love. I'm gonna do some just designs on my paper. It is very hard. In fact, if I show my paper to you, it looks like I didn't draw anything. But I drew all kinds of things using my white crayon. Now, I want you to paint over where you just colored. Now, I'm using kind of this spongy paintbrush. You can use any kind of paintbrush. And I would use kind of a dark color, like a red or a purple or even a black paint. So look what happens when and I'll hold it up to you in just a second. But look what, actually I think I'm gonna use black. So when I go over I have to get my watercolors going. When I go over the pictures that I did on my paper, the pictures start to shine through. I'm gonna hold it up for you in just a second. It's kind of like a little secret message. We couldn't see what was on the paper, but in just a second, I'm gonna show you what was hidden, the message, the pictures. So when I hold it up now you can see my hearts and stars and where it says God and love. Isn't that cool? So you could write a secret message to somebody and tell them to paint over it, and what they couldn't see will appear. And that is a little reminder that even though we can't see things sometimes, there could be something really special right in front of our eyes. Boys and girls, have a great day today. Saul and I will see you next week. And I miss you, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, I'm gonna put my glasses on. Peace out, everybody. Bye.